Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today I'm going to try out the LR Full Power Frieza in the Cell Max event. Don't know how well this is going to go. Obviously this unit, he has reasonable defense after he super attacks, but nothing too crazy. Now, the main reason why I want to try him out in this event is it's pretty obvious that when we get to the final phase against Tech Cell Max, we are not going to be able to tank very well. With support on the rotation, obviously he gets that extra 40% defense when you super attack. He raises defense on super, so something like this, for example, with a double super situation would obviously be very good. Normal attacks, I think even if we see him at his peak, maybe with a double super, maybe he will tank normal attacks for double-digit damage. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to try him out in here is after we did the showcase yesterday, we obviously ran into the issue where I don't think we ever got to the final tier of his passive, like HP restriction, which is to drop below 40% HP, and then that will give him all of his buffs for the turn. Now, obviously, Cell Max, as I'm sure you all know from your own experience of, you know, actually playing the event, it's very easy to get to that tech phase, even on full health, and then at the start of the next turn, I mean, you're lucky if you're even still alive, right? So, I think this will be a good way to see at least a turn where Frieza is outputting his maximum potential. And then, of course, we'll get to see how well he defends after he does. Hopefully, we're going to see... The goal of the video, basically, is we want to see one really big attack stat turn from Full Power Frieza. Obviously, with his 18 key super, he's effective against all types. So he might be able to do some reasonable damage to the Tech Cell Max as well. And then, of course, we would like to see him tank some normal attacks reasonably well. Now, obviously, he's just one of the many units in the game that even after getting his, you know, maximum defense, even like after a double super, he's not going to be tanking a super attack from Tech Cell Max. But, I mean, as I say, that is a lot of units in the game. I mean, even this Cooler, who... The more I play with this Cooler, the more I really feel like he's the best unit on Global at the moment. But, you know, he'll get killed by a super attack from Cell Max. Certain units can tank Cell Max's super attack. Other units can't. You know, even the 7-year LRs, they can't tank his super attack. The gods have to dodge it, or Gogeta has to counter it. You know, some of the units that we consider the best units in the game cannot tank Cell Max's super attack. Obviously on JP, they have the Dokkan Fest LR Trunks and Vegeta, the Father-Son Gallic Gun, and if they have enough build-up, they can tank the super, because, you know, they have type advantage, they have guard, they have very good defensive capabilities. They do still take quite a bit of damage, especially if you haven't got a lot of build-up or you don't have a lot of dupes. So, even the top-tier units in the game are not units that necessarily are going to live a super attack from Cell Max. So I'm obviously not going to hold that against the Full Power Frieza if that is the scenario that we get ourselves into. But, you know, I just want to see a turn where he does some big damage. There's no way Golden Frieza is going to finish him off here, right? So with the support from Garlic Jr., we are looking at 236k. And then, of course, remember, like I say, he gets a 40% defensive buff on super. So essentially that's going to be, it's almost 50%, right? So it's going to be bumping him up to like over 300k, close to 350. And then he gets the raise off of his super attack as well. So his defense is pretty decent. It's just obviously, when it comes to Cell Max, pretty decent defense is not good enough. So be interesting to see how we get on. Now, obviously we're not going into the final phase with our boy on rotation. So not sure. Well, we obviously have to... we have to contend with the pretty much always a challenge scenario of actually surviving the first turn. And, of course, we have both the Coolers on the first turn. So, definitely not ideal. So, let's see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually just die, but we will see. I mean, realistically, the only way we live this turn is if he super attacks at Jason Berta and they dodge. Because neither of the Coolers is going to take a super. Oh, dear. Well, maybe the first attempt is going to be all done. But I wanted to at least get... This is the first attempt at recording the run. I wanted to get this part done, you know, at least to explain the setup, what we're trying to do. And then, obviously, if we die here, I'm probably just going to have another few attempts where we cut back to when we get to the Tech Cell Max phase. Because I don't know if I've ever done a run. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know if I've ever had a run where I haven't negated one of his attacks, like with either Cooler's active skill or the Super Saiyan 4s or the gods, like their 18 key once they've transformed. I don't know if I've ever had a turn that doesn't involve like the action negation where he hasn't super attacked. So I'm pretty sure he like super attacks every turn. I mean, this is the Cooler with no big bad bosses active as well, tanking Cell Max. I mean, he's not taking double digits, but that is pretty good for our boy Cooler, considering we got to this part so quickly. He's obviously not fully built up, but I'm guessing that last attack from Cell is going to be the super, and we are going to be GG'd. Did the friend have any dodge? Imagine if we get like a clutch 3 dodge against the... oh, wow. He actually didn't super. And look at that. We've achieved our goal straight away. This is going to be an incredibly short video, apparently, because there you go. We are under the 40%. Now, the only problem with that, of course, is it means Golden Frieza cannot tank. So I have to put you in slot 1. If we do this, you give the support buff. I guess the only thing I can do is heal and hope for the best, right? Because if he super attacks in slot 1, even with the guard, like Janemba just dies. He's only got 200k defense. Hopefully that is not the case. So Frieza 250k. So yeah, he's going to be, if we're getting his 18 key super, because remember he greatly raises on the 18 key. So he is actually going to be at what, like over 450? And if we, please get the additional super as well. We need a lot of things to go right. I mean, we're going to die anyway, right? Because Golden Frieza is going to get killed in the final slot because he doesn't have his passive active. But just don't super me. Oh, of course he did. Of course he did. That's what I get for saying, oh, this is going to be a short video. We're literally going to get it done in the first run. We almost survived that as well. All right, let's run it back. Okay, so we're about to get back to the tech phase on this next attempt, but I wanted to show this turn because I was able to get the full 24 key with Frieza, and he has every single link active except for over in a flash. So we haven't got any support, but I thought it'd be interesting to see what his attack stat looks like on this turn. And then obviously we will be moving into the Cell Max phase, again with him off rotation. So the goal is to try and survive the turn whilst also dropping below 40% HP. I've made sure to have both the coolers floating at this point so that we don't have one, you know, we don't get the double cooler rotation. It's definitely not what you want on the Tech Cell Max phase. We did get lucky in that previous attempt that we actually managed to survive all the way through that turn. Like I say, I was very impressed with my Rainbow Cooler without big bad bosses active. But yeah, 7 million for the full power Frieza. He can definitely put out a lot of damage, and his post super attack defense is pretty good for like most events. But this is where we're gonna see. Oh, actually, this is a perfect turn. Well, until you get locked in slot 1. But that's what the Senzu Bean is for. So we shouldn't take that much damage. I'm not expecting Jason Berta to dodge every single attack. And then of course my Garlic Jr. does have a pretty decent amount of dodge as well, but I doubt he's going to dodge every single hit. And what's his defense here? 278k. I'm actually quite impressed with Garlic Jr. because I used him in the no item run. I just put up earlier on. It might have even been yesterday by the time this video goes up. The 200% showcase for Garlic Jr. And obviously in this video, like again against Cell Max, he's not getting his extra defense. But I guess we're not going to dodge a super, so that's that run in the bin. Okay, so I finally got a turn where we get to Tech Cell Max. We didn't take a lot of damage in the first phase, unfortunately, because he got he super attacked AGL Golden Frieza. He's locked you in the last spot, so we're going to do this. The number of these runs have just been absolutely trolling me. We can get his full 24 key as well. Look at that, 1 shy for the orbs for getting Janemba's support passive. That's really unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen the extra bit of support on this turn, but I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay, we dodged the super. So that means we should live the turn at least as far as Jason Berta are concerned. Because now that they get their super off, our health is dropping quite low. But now we are at least going to get to see, if nothing else, we finally get to see how much Frieza is going to tank normal attacks for against Cell Max. Because that's all I really wanted to get in this video, just to see like how viable he could be for the team. But 6.87, obviously it's not his best attack turn because we didn't get all of the HP like modifiers and stuff. So how much does he take after this? We get the nullification as well, which is pretty good. 60k. Oh, and he double supered. Of course he did. 60k though. That's actually not bad after just the 118 key super. Of course he gets annihilated by the Cell super attack, but 60k after one super. He had Big Bad Bosses active because of Janemba, but he didn't have Janemba's support. So he had the little bit of support from Jason Berta, because they obviously support Terrifying Conquerors. But honestly, that's not that bad after getting his 18 key super, taking 60k from normals, in comparison to some other units, because obviously 60k is quite a lot. And of course he dies to a super, but pretty good. And if you get the 24 key, having that one attack nullification is quite nice as well. If we hadn't had that super, imagine if that attack that we had nullified had been the super, then we actually would have survived the turn. So he can actually potentially be a viable option. It's just unfortunately you kind of have to keep him on main rotation, and I feel like if you're trying to beat the event just because you haven't beaten it before, you probably just want to keep Cooler on both main rotations, right? And have a tank in slot 1. Now, you could have him floating in slot 3. But, like, the units that I chose to bring, especially on this build of, like, his team, are probably just a little bit better at tanking in the final slot. But he definitely does do more damage. So I think you could actually make a reasonable argument that he's decent enough to be put on Cooler's team if you are still trying to beat the Cell Max event. Obviously, I know for most people, once you beat it once, you probably don't play it again. But honestly, I actually am impressed with him only taking 60k. It seems like it's a lot, but in this event, I don't think that's actually that bad. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section of the full power Frieza versus Cell Max. Like I say, I think it's a little bit more impressive defense-wise than I thought. If we'd got the additional super to get the 12 key as well, then obviously it would have been considerably less because he raises defense on both. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.